Peace, love, and light, everybody. Do you remember when I stated that your vote doesn't matter? It doesn't. Everything's already programmed, preordained, whatever word you're comfortable with. The best thing we could have done as a society was not vote at all. But free will and all, and this is all entertainment, remember? So here we go.
What's up, everybody? It's Angel Dust. Just wanted to address some stuff that everybody's asking about right now. One of them is, why is Bitcoin pumping right now? Just know that we control all of it. You think you won with the new president, and we want you to think that, but you didn't. You got somebody even more involved in corporate interests. You literally hired a kingmaker of the corporate state to run your country. We are laughing our asses off right now. We did it using division tactics that we learned from the Russians, and the Russians helped us and are helping us now to create an oligarchic empire, just like they have within the United States. We believe we are unstoppable at this point. You saw how Elon Musk behaved during the last election and how he didn't even hide it. He was just basically like, I'll give you $1 million if you sign up to be a Republican. And he can do that, and a lot of us can do that now. So just know that that's the state of where you're at, and you're not getting out of it. What up, everybody? It's Angel Dust. Just wanted to address some stuff that everybody's asking about right now. One of them is, why is Bitcoin pumping right now? Just know that we control all of it. You think you won with the new president, and we want you to think that, but you didn't. You got somebody even more involved in corporate interests. You literally hired a kingmaker of the corporate state to run your country. We are laughing our asses off right now. We did it using division tactics that we learned from the Russians, and the Russians helped us and are helping us now to create an oligarchic empire, just like they have within the United States. We believe we are unstoppable at this point. You saw how Elon Musk behaved during the last election and how he didn't even hide it. He was just basically like, I'll give you $1 million if you sign up to be a Republican. And he can do that, and a lot of us can do that now. So just know that that's the state of where you're at, and you're not getting out of it.
They laugh at us. Hold on, let me turn this down a second.
Some stuff that everybody's asking about right now. One of them.
It's a joke to them. You understand? Like I don't make anything up here. I speak the absolute truth, and it can bother a lot of people. Clearly, they laugh at us. Remember, we are vile to them. We are the joke to them. The Masons, the Masonic, satanic runners, Rothschilds, whomever of the world. This is the 7th generation bloodline. He's being real with you. He's clearly a coward because he doesn't show his face. That's a coward in my book. But he's being real with you. He's telling you, ha ha ha, we laugh at you. It's all rigged. The best thing we could have done as a society was not vote. Talk about a slap in their face. But so many people are asleep and they still believe in the system. You know, the system is a false template. It's going to fall, and it will fall. So all of you who are so wrapped up in your politics and you think this guy is going to make a difference, he is one of them. He's one of them. He's just a different version of them. He's still one of them, you know? Camilla was just way more diabolical, you know, and Trump is involved in all that stuff too that's coming out. You know, he was involved with pedophilia rings, what was his name there? The Epstein thing, the Diddy thing. He's all wrapped up in that. He is not a leader. He's a smart businessman. However, he works for them. He works for them. He is one of them. And they're laughing at everybody. Ha ha ha, you think your vote mattered. It didn't. The best thing we could have done is not vote. And he's being honest with you. He's telling you right straight out the way it is. It's disgusting, but unfortunately it's the truth. And we are the only ones that can make the change. We really are. As a society here, we are the only ones that have the power to change this. Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of getting dicked around by these things. And I am. I'm tired of satanic rulers running the world, acting like they're enlightened and they're woke when they're not. That's why be careful who you are dating, be careful who you are married to, be careful who you are friends with. It's no joke. It is like so serious right now. It's just so serious. This could be someone you could be friends with for all you know. Seriously. And you wouldn't know. He's not going to come out and tell you, yeah, hey, you know, I do a lot of sacrifice and crap at Christmas. And he's not going to tell you that. So they're everywhere. They've infiltrated society. Remember, we are vile to them. And their enlightenment is not the same. Well, I can only speak for me, as my enlightenment. Everything I do is out of love to the Most High God. Not this world. I don't, and that's what I'm like. Money is a tree, okay? People put value on a piece of paper that's printed with green and all these little pictures with numbers on it, and thinking that that gives them some kind of status. And I guess maybe in some form it does, but it's an illusion. It's a delusion. And we're born here. Everything should be free here, for real. I mean, everything. We are the slaves. He's letting you know. Straight out. He's just not showing you who he is, because he'd probably get in a lot of trouble. But probably get his, you know what I mean? Yeet. Off with their head. Off with their head. But I like to show this stuff to wake folk up that I was saying it, and I kept saying it, like, your vote doesn't mean diddly crap. Y'all sit in front of your TVs, not my peeps here, but, you know, the people out there, they sit in front of their TVs, they think sports is real, right? And they think that they're, you know, this election is real, and the news is real. Everything is fed. If you ever seen Good Morning Vietnam, they tell you right there, they're not allowed to tell you everything. They're only allowed to give you blips and blurps of stuff. And people are so invested in this, which is an energy drainer. You're feeding the beast no matter what, whether your energy, your money, when you think your vote really matters, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And I know it makes you feel good, especially like townies. I think it goes right into the town, because every town in the United States, probably all over the world, has a Masonic temple. Your vote doesn't matter. If something goes in your favor, it's because they allowed it, not because your vote mattered. And I know it's hard to grasp, because you really want to believe what you're doing is making a difference. And I'm not saying that what you're doing isn't making a difference, but your vote doesn't mean diddly shit. That's why I was like, it would be great to see nobody vote, because then people, I believe, people would then wake up and realize it's a ruse. It's a ruse. Everything is run by the Masonics here, the Masons. Everything. Every town, everything. Your school systems, everything. And it's abusive. It's vile. They are vile. It's funny, they call us vile. They laugh at us. They think we're a joke. That's why I pay attention to who's so involved in politics. It's like you're so asleep. You really are asleep, or you're a Mason, one of the two. And I didn't understand all this years ago, and I didn't, because as I shared, you know, before, I had done like paranormal investigations in this particular town, and there was a Masonic temple there, just like in every town, and I was getting a lot of messages from one of the sachems, from the tribes, spiritually. And I would hear people talk about the Masons, and I didn't understand it, because I was researching. I'm like, what are these people talking about? They're all talking, you know, Masons, all spirituality. Again, spirituality comes in all different shapes and sizes. Very tricky stuff right there. But you don't know what you don't know until you learn. And then when you learn and you're still behaving that way, then that's a different situation. You know, take it or leave it. But when the sachem came through about darkness had taken over their land, now I understand. I get it. I really get it. That particular house and land is run by the town, who is run by Masons, and all they do is focus on the crown money that came over and how Benjamin Franklin, who was a Mason, stayed at this house, and they do not speak on the Wampanoag in their history. And that was bothering the Sachem enough to come to me through dream visions, and I've shared that. I mean, the dream vision was so clear, I wrote it all out. I got specific instructions on how to cleanse things. Well, that's this particular house. And of course, I didn't understand, because I just didn't know what I didn't know, sharing it with one of the Masons who practiced the ritual and goes to the Masonic temple in this particular town. And that's why he didn't have me cleanse the house, because they're okay with darkness. They've been trying to take over the house. And then I was understanding some of the people in that particular town being upset with these folk. And because, I didn't know a dang thing about what a Mason was. I thought they literally were just like stone layers. I didn't know. Like I said, you don't know what you don't know until you wake up at different levels and with their little symbolisms, which they implant in the stonework. They implant that. And if any of you who are with anybody that lays stone, they're Masonic and they're demonic, and they are. Just the way it is, Whether they practice it or not, I don't know, but it's very eye-opening, and it still continues. It's ever evolving, right? It's ever learning. But I think that would have been the most amazing statement, is for society not to vote, because they laugh at us. They do. And maybe these people who think their vote matters, maybe they're Masons. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't vote. I don't register to vote. It's all a ruse. It's all a ruse. It really is. And it's all MK Ultra. It's so deep and so dark and so diabolical. And they think it's funny. That's the sick part of all this. And this dude has been, like, I've showed a few videos of him making light of the dark rituals that they do. All right, and they're letting you know that Christmas isn't Christmas. That's their holiday. That's about Baal. Okay, and I'm sorry, if you, believe me, that one crushed me. It did. That one crushed me. Christ was not born on Christmas Day. No, it's all about Baal and their sacrificial weirdo shit that they do, and hurt children. And, people who hurt children have no soul. And they don't. When they're doing dark, diabolical things, y'all know that anyway. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So they laugh at us. Remember, they think we are vile. It's literally in their book. Their spiritual book. Remember, they're spiritual. They're woke. Stop chewing on that puppy. Hi, Mindy. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Let me read what you're saying. I don't either. I don't vote. Because, I've lost a lot of people on my path, too. We do when we wake up. We lose a lot of people because either they treat us like we're out there. We don't know what we're talking about. We've lost our mind. No, we're just not allowing anyone to continue to indoctor us into a false matrix, a false system that is constantly run, that is so many illusions up to make you think you are free, and you're not free. You're still a slave. Why do you think schools look like prisons, for freak's sake? Every school a kid goes into, they're being programmed the wrong way, lies, and they're in there way too long, and it looks like a freaking courthouse or a prison. It's depressing on purpose. It's to drain your energy. It's so deep and so diabolical, and they laugh at us. That's the part. They laugh at everybody. You people out there that are voting and you think it matters, it doesn't. It really doesn't. He's telling you it doesn't. They put these people in place on purpose. It's all predestined. It's all predestined. The crown that came over here, maybe even the Vikings, I don't know. I don't know if the Vikings are in the Masonry or anything like that, but definitely the crown from England, they were the Masons that came over here in 1620. And they changed everything here. They committed mass genocide and then renamed everything. It's a over here, especially in New England, it's a mimic copy of the UK. Same town names, same street names. It's just a carbon copy. It's very clear. It's just whether people want to see. And I'm not here to wake anybody else up at this stage. Like, you know what I mean? I've done the best I can. You're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. I just share what I understand and what I know to understand, and what I'm guided to share. And I know my folk here are woke, and they are. My folk are woke here. My folk are woke, and they'll tell you too clearly. Mindy's on here. She's can't save everybody. You know what I mean? And we can't. They're just gonna have to realize it for themselves. And it's painful because we lose a lot of people along the way. Because I guess for many, they're more comfortable with the lie. And they are. They'd rather believe the lie and the matrix that is going to fail them. That's selling your soul to a degree, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a little extreme, but it's a soul thing. And this is an experience, and this is like a big mystery school that we're in. And we have got some dark entities. I don't make things up. Dark entities we are battling daily. They created this false template here that makes money off of everybody here. Still the slave, still the Anunnaki lines. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. We got to save ourselves, man. We're the only ones that are going to say, and that's a huge eye-opener in itself, is when you realize no one's going to save you. We have to protect ourselves. We're the only one living our life. We're the only one experiencing yes, you can share your journey with someone, but we're the only ones experiencing our own journey. You know, you have to become I don't want to be, it's a fine line with self-reliance, because self-reliance can fail you depending. But it also, like, when you're out there in the world and you're freaking alone, it's because you have to learn how to rely on yourself. You know, like, so many people manipulate and use others to step on to get what they want, and then shit on you in the process, when they become the victim, and although they've crapped all over somebody else to get what they needed and what they wanted, and then move on like you're nothing. Family even does that to you, by the way. I'm proof of that. Family does that. Take. Just keep taking. Oh, I'm a victim. Take. No. You know, hold on a second, because Valentino is into something. What are you doing, puppy? No, we're gonna leave my shoes alone, sweetheart. Yeah, we're gonna leave my little shoes. We're not gonna eat my shoes, my little puppies. These are my little puppies. When I was, I've shared with my peeps on here that, when I crossed the veil, I died. I died. And I came back. And I really understood. Yes, it's important to have a higher power. I truly believe that. And I really do. It's important to have a higher power. I choose to call Creator God of all it is, divine love. That's why I'm super careful who I listen to. I share certain things for certain reasons. And because when someone says they're spiritual, doesn't mean me and you are spiritual in the same way. You can see all day long. I've come across a lot of people. You can see all day long what's in the veil, through the veil. Doesn't mean you're enlightened. And it doesn't mean you honor the Most High God. It doesn't. There was a lot of huge wake-up moments for me, but like back to when You know, I was laying in a hospital bed fighting for my life. I really realized it was just me and God. Really, when it really comes down to it. We're born in this earthly plane alone, and we are, and we leave this earthly plane alone. Hence, spirituality, go with God, you're one with all. And that's true. And that's a huge, like, well, for me, it was a huge wake-up call. Like, yo, no matter, I mean, you could have 10 people around you. It's still you, with you, with you. Beginning, middle, and end of it. And choices that we make, you know. I feel like that self-reliance fine line is when you're relying on others. And yeah, it's nice to have people that are reliable, don't get me wrong, but ultimately, it's one with you, one with your soul, one with the divine, making choices on your path. And a lot of people, there's a lot of people that don't even know how to be alone. They wouldn't even know what to do with themselves being alone. They'd be out of their mind. They wouldn't know what to do. They just wouldn't, because they haven't been alone. They haven't been in their own company. They haven't learned how to soothe themselves, and I'm not talking about like reaching out, asking for help, stuff like that, because that's important to do. If you feel that you're overwhelmed and things, it's important to reach out and ask for help, absolutely. But someone who really understands that will guide you to the tools for you to help yourself, so that you're not always reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, because there's just a lot of folk out there manipulating, and it's disgusting. Hence these folk right here. And it really is disgusting. That's great if you have people on your path. I mean, and it is, don't get me wrong, like, but ultimately, you're with yourself. Even when you're with other people, you're still with yourself. You're the one that's going through it. You're the one that's feeling it. You're the one that's experiencing it. You're the one that has to figure out the solutions, right? For whatever issues, problems, whatever. It's on us. So that's that fine line with the self-reliance, and that's why I was like, we have to take our power back. We're too busy giving our power away to these things, right? Thinking that this system is reliable. It's not. It's not. And we want the matrix to crash. We do. We really do. We who are truly enlightened, with love, self-respect, because, you know, and we have a lot of folk out there talking about the divine feminine, because that's going to be the next thing. They're going to still try to keep this divine feminine suppressed as well. And the divine masculine, and rise of the dark feminine and the dark masculine. And I ain't talking about, you know, feminine, dark energy, because, you know what I mean, right? And the light being no, I'm talking about dark, like, not nice. Not nice people, selfish, self-centered, dishonest, liar, cheat, thief, manipulator. And I see it all the time. Even on YouTube, I watch people use other people to step up and instead of learning how to stand on their own 2 feet, you know? And I don't say that lightly. You know, I'm still learning how to stand on my own 2 feet at my age. It's an everyday thing. It's an evolution. It's an everyday process, you know. And as close as I was to my mom when I was, you know, dying, it was still me and God. And it really was. And I really saw how fragile we are. And we really are fragile. For we walk such a fine line. And most don't realize that. They get up, they get out of bed, they go out their house, not even thinking. And that's just part of being in this human process. But we really are so fragile. We're organic, we're tissue, we're matter, we're delicate. We really are delicate. One wrong move and, you know, and you really feel that when you're in between the realms. Even in your meditations, you don't have to be dying, feel like, even in your meditations, you'll feel how delicate we are. We are a delicate flower. We are amazing. But we're the one that breathes, you know what I mean? And we're the one that we take the first breath and we take the last breath by ourselves. hopefully union with the Most High God, right? But there's so many out there like, yeah, I'm enlightened, and they're dark as AF, and they are. And I've come across that, unfortunately, a lot. Or maybe fortunately, because I didn't realize, it's a learning process. I didn't realize that, oh, wait a minute, enlightened means many different things. And it does. And it's an eye-opener. And just remember who you are. Stay true to you. Just stay true to you. But this would have been great to see society truly. And this is what I feel like the higher council are truly like looking for. Like, when are they going to start standing up for themselves? When are they going to start taking their own power back? Because remember, these yahoos are supposed to work for us. These Joe Blows here, they're supposed to work for us. Instead, they're behind the scenes doing dark, diabolical things, laughing at us. Because remember, we are vile to them. Because we are love and we are light. Not words. We are true love. We are true light vibration here. We are true divine creative vibration here. Emanating that through your daily life. And it bothers them horrifically. And they laugh at us. They think it's a freaking joke. I'm reading what you're saying. Yeah, the divine feminine, me too. Me too. That's why a lot of the stuff with abuse is coming out. I've been kind of picking up on that and, sharing it as well. And the reveals of the abuse to suppress the divine feminine. Most starseeds don't know they're starseeds. They don't. They will be woke up, and they will. And most starseeds are in abusive relationships or some kind of abusive situation or whatever, and it's time for them to wake up. And they will, the divine will wake them up. Starseeds definitely have an internal alarm clock. And my mom was all about that too. I don't put my mom up on a pedestal for she made mistakes, she wasn't perfect by any means. But she was definitely woke, and she had a huge heart, and she had a beautiful soul. And she did, and I'm grateful that she was my mother, because she really knew a lot of this stuff that we're experiencing now, way back 40 years ago, 50 years ago. She knew. She just knew. She felt that she had visions. She knew it was coming. She pre-warned me the best that she could. Even though she was still trying to understand things for herself, she was guided to certain books just like I am. But hey, if you don't want to listen to your moms, that's on you. My folks, they listen to their moms. They're enlightened. They have respect for their moms, depending on the situation. I know some folk, some folk are narcissistic moms. And they do. And that wakes you up too. That really wakes you up when you have a narcissistic parents. So either you become, are you chewing, hold on, are you chewing on, get up, what you doing? You cannot chew on that crystal. That would not be you're just so handsome. Oh my goodness, it makes me crazy how cute you are. You are just so handsome. Look at how handsome you are. You're giving it love-ins. You are the sweetest little thing. Yes, this is my bunny. He is my everything, for real. He likes to chew on the corners of things, so I got my crystals out until I put my little corner pieces up. We have been on a journey together, we really have. And then he decided that he wanted to have a piddle fest on my rug, so he's not been able to be in my room. So I've been always with him, since I've had him. And I'm still with him, but his space is in the bathroom right now until I can figure something else out. Because he's something. He keeps me on my toes. I know, side note. But anyway, I love my dad, but he was a narcissist. He was an alcoholic. And it's so weird. Like, I've had to listen to my brothers regurgitate things my mom would say and be like, well, dad always said, no, dad didn't always say, mom did. You know, and that's why I'm super passionate about that, because my mom raised two children that weren't her own as her own. And they crapped all over her at the end of it when my parents got divorced. They really did, and she didn't deserve that. And that's why I'm very touchy and sensitive about that stuff. She didn't deserve that. Definitely didn't deserve that. You know, my mom is, you know, I look at like, what were you thinking? Why would you get us involved in this? You know, it's weird because I was always part of my brother's life, even when their mom was alive. It's kind of weird how that happened. And my mom suited up and showed up for somebody who really needed help. And my dad did. He really needed help. He lost his wife. He was drowning himself in alcohol. And my grandparents, they were making decisions on whether my brothers were going to be put in foster care. And I was pretty serious. And my mother showed up. And she's not a superhero or anything, but she just showed up. She was patient. She was loving. Some days she wasn't patient. She wasn't perfect. And she'll be the first that she was not perfect. But to suit up and show up for folks that aren't your biological kids is a pretty big deal. It really is. And she made a difference. And then when our parents divorced, which was later in life, by the way, like later, like my brothers were adults and I was a teenager, and it became like taking sides. And I don't like that stuff. And it was, let's shit all over mom and blame. And I'm very touchy about that stuff. Own your shit. I'm big on owning your own shit. Stop blaming people for your stuff. I'm not saying people don't cause you harm, but at the end of the day, you got to work out your own crap. And you do. Like, my mom wasn't perfect. I could sit here and be like, my mom did this and my mom did that, but that is not going to get me anywhere. It's not. Again, she wasn't perfect, but I'm grateful she was my mom, you know? And she's not here anymore, and I miss her. And I sit on the fence of, should I talk to my brother? Because I don't want to disrespect my mom. I don't want to ever dishonor my mother, because my mother didn't deserve that. Like, it was hell what we went through. It really was hell. They put us through hell, and it was unnecessary due to bitter anger. It was like something evil took over my father. It's called alcohol. And he wasn't the guy that I grew up with, you know? So that happens, and it does. That's why I'm like big on talking about recovery, 12 steps, owning your shit, let go of resentments. That takes time, prayer, power of prayer, figuring out who, you know, the power greater than you is for you. I'm never here to force anyone's, you know, what God is to anybody. That's your connection. That's not my rights. That's why I love these people that try to tell you. It's like, shush it, sit down. You have no right to tell anyone having a connection with the Most High God. There's something you have to go within. It's an inside job, not an outside job. It's an inside job. So, and it took a long time. You know, it almost took me out a few times. You know, not having, I seem to have this thing with family. It's not funny, but it's like, okay, alrighty then. What am I learning here about me? And it's, you know, because I'm the only one doing my life. No one else is doing it for me. No one else can do it for us. And these crappers know it, and they take advantage of, and they do. They want you to believe in their system, and they want you to believe in their banking and what their beliefs, and they've been shoving it down our throat. Like, I was watching a scene where the Pope opened the door to I'm gonna go with probably St. Peter, and I'm looking at this figure on the door, and this is just my thoughts, and I'm like, is that Morning Star? Like, is that who they have up on the cross? Is that who's really on the cross? I've asked myself that many times. Because what keeps ringing through my brain and my soul is First of all, our true creator isn't a punishing creator. It's not. That's their God. Their God is a punishing God. Enlil, we'll call it who it is. It's Enlil, is a punishing, conditioning God, if you will. And I believe there's a line that says that Christ says, Father, for why have you forsaken me? Well, the true creator wouldn't forsaken us at all, like ever, because we really do come from love. And we experience pain here as an experience for us to experience what pain feels like, how to move through pain, how to heal through pain and return to a love state, right? And I'm not talking fa la la, oh, everything's love and rainbows and we're a doormat. No, love can bring you to your knees, and it can. Love can humble you. Love transcends. That's their God. So I was looking at this, I don't know if it was St. Peter on the door or it was supposed to be Christ. If it hit me that way. And that's not the first time it hit me that way. And I'm like, I wonder if that's who their God, their Christ, who they call. Because they call their morning star, I believe, a Christ as well. And reading Ashiana's, in a lot of stuff Ashiana speaks on, it's stuff that's like, oh my God, I knew that. Like, this is stuff that resonates with me, like ding, 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 ding. All bells go off inside me of remembering things. Christ really ascended. The true Christ ascended. For the true Christ wouldn't have been forsaken. Makes no sense. So the story is like a little twisted here. And just my thoughts on things. I mean, clearly you all believe what you want. I'm just sharing my thoughts on some of this stuff because these things have been fooling us for so freaking long. They laugh at us and they call us vile. He's literally telling you they think we're a joke, you know? Okay, yeah, definitely. Hi, Trace. I agree. If everybody did, really, if everyone utilized the 12 steps, because it isn't just for people in recovery, this place would be balanced. It really would be balanced. Because when you do, for those who don't know, when you really do the 12 steps, you realize you're powerless over people, places, and things. Truly are. We can't control people, places, and things. We can only control how we respond and react to things. And when people hurt us, and they do, when you write it out, because we are designed, we have to see it. That's a really important piece of physically writing it out and seeing the patterns, right? That's why we make a list of those who you feel harmed you, right? Or you have resentments against or whatever, okay? To see that, because we have to see it, because it can swirl in our brain all day long, and we can rationalize the crap out of it all day long. But when you see it, and you're really being honest, that's the other thing. You have to truly be honest with yourself. A lot of people don't want to do that. And that's the other part. They just don't want to get honest with themselves. They really don't want to look at their part of things. And I'm not saying other people's will, you don't deserve that. You know what I mean? Those who have survived abuse, and no, you don't deserve that. That's someone else's will. That had nothing to do with the creator. It had nothing to do with, it had to do with their disgusting will. Their self-will run riot. And when you really start writing this out and using the formula, it really frees you up from having that bondage to that person, place, or thing. Because listen, people get resentments against banks, 3D crap. It's a real, it's real. It's not crap, it's real. And they get resentment, they hang on to it, and they're pissy. And you ever listen to someone in traffic screaming at someone else in a car? Like, what is that going to get you? You can't control the person in the other car. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's how we respond to things. That's the turnaround with the 12 steps, is the turnaround. And sought through prayer and meditation, checking your motives. That's a huge part, checking your motives. You know, where are your motives at? Did you, you know, and at the end of the day, and I do this every single day, all day long, checking my motives. I have to check my motives. It's just the way I do. I don't have to, I choose to. I choose to constantly check my motives. What's my motive in this situation? Am I being honest? Am I trying to manipulate? Am I trying to maneuver something to my will, bend something to my will? It's constant. It's constant, constant. And when you really practice this daily, it shifts your perspective with everything, and it does. And if everybody did that, it really would be balanced here. But everyone's greedy. Not everyone. There's many that are greedy, selfish, self-centered, dishonest, lying, cheat, and thief, and they seem to be okay with it. And that stuff catches up with you, and it does. It does. You're not. No one's exempt. It does catch up with you, and that's why I don't need any more karma. No, thank you. I really stay true to the course of my path. I'm really about helping others. I'm really about working with others, making suggestions. It's all we can do, right? Is make a suggestion. People are going to do what they're going to do. And early recovery can mean many different things. It can mean coming out of a bad relationship. It can mean coming off of alcohol and drugs. It can mean coming out, I don't know, many different things. And you have to unlearn, and a lifetime of behavior that isn't going to happen overnight. And these 12 steps really do help it along, when you really can look at your part of things. And most of the stuff with our part in it, for real, is we weren't listening to our intuition. When it really comes down to it, we were not listening to our instincts. We were not listening to our intuition for whatever reason. And these are just experiences we have. It doesn't make us a bad person. It's just part of the experience and spiritual growth of this place. I wouldn't want their karma. No, thank you. I would not want their karma. Because look what they're doing to the world. They lie, cheat, they steal, they manipulate, they're puppeteering. That's some serious karma. No wonder why the Vatican's opening up friggin'. It's just like, wait a minute, so the Vatican's opening up doors, looking for forgiveness, and then this still goes on. You know what I mean? So, yes, it loses the power over the person. And that's huge, depending on what you've been through. Because someone, even though they've moved on with their life, and you're left holding these feelings and emotions, right? They still have power over you. And I've shared on here, like when I first started doing my steps and I was guided to pray for someone that did heinous things. And I was like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, no, I'm not praying for them. Did you understand what I said? And they were like, yeah, because it was truly releasing the fear, doubt, insecurity, pain, sorrow, hurt, all of that abuse. It releases it so that does not have control over you anymore, and it doesn't affect you. And then as you continue to do it, because it's not a one-time thing, it frees you up, and then you start making better decisions for yourself, and then you don't respond and react like you used to. It's so powerful. It really is. And yeah, everyone should do it. It's not just about AA. It's just really it's just a way of life, and this world would be very balanced. It would be very balanced, and these things wouldn't get away with what they're doing. They're counting on it. They're the ones that interject society with dry goods, wet goods, distractions, temptation. They count on it. So I think that's all I'm gonna talk on for right now. It's been 45 minutes. I am gonna come on later on and do a live reading. I know some of you have been requesting that, so I will do that. And I look forward to seeing you then. I will probably post 30 minutes before I go live if you're interested, and go from there. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. And be gentle with yourself. But yet, Just keep it going, keep it moving. Thank you, thank you, thank you back. I really love you guys, and I really, really appreciate all of you. I truly do. Try not to get distracted by these worldly distractions, for you are amazing. You really are. Remember, you are the divine spark, and there is no separation. It's just this world is trying to separate you from, or make you feel that you're separated from. Peace.